The truth is simple yet brutal. Attraction doesn't fade slowly. It dies instantly when you make one critical mistake. And here's the most painful part. You don't even realize when you're doing it. You think you're showing love. You think you're being kind. You think you're doing the right thing. But in reality, you're doing the very thing that kills desire, destroys respect, and makes the person you want to be with lose interest forever. One wrong move and the spark is gone. Do this and you lose them forever. Not tomorrow, not next month, instantly. And once you understand this, you'll see why so many men, good men, hard-working men, fail miserably in attraction, even when they have the looks, the money, or the charm. Now listen carefully, because this isn't about tricks, games, or fake confidence. This is about psychology, about the deepest layers of human behavior. The mistake I'm talking about is when a man gives away his power, when he makes another person the center of his world before he has built himself. The moment you start chasing, over-pleasing, or acting like you need them more than they need you, that's the moment attraction dies. That's the moment respect is lost. And without respect, there is no attraction, no love, no relationship that can survive. If you've ever wondered why someone pulled away the second you got close, this is why. And before I go deeper, let me say this. Subscribe our channel Next Gen Emotive, because what we share here isn't surface-level dating tricks. It's transformation. It's about becoming the kind of man who never has to beg for attention, who never loses attraction, and who lives with confidence and purpose. If you want that level of strength, you need to stay connected right here. Now let's get brutally honest. The world has conditioned men to believe that the way to win someone's heart is through constant giving, constant proving, constant pursuit. Movies show the guy chasing endlessly until the girl finally says yes. Songs glorify heartbreak and desperation. Society tells you to sacrifice yourself completely for love. But here's the paradox. The more you make someone your everything, the faster you become nothing to them. Why? Because attraction is built on value, and value is built on self-respect. If you don't respect yourself enough to hold your ground, to walk away, to live your purpose, why should anyone else respect you? Think about it. Imagine standing in front of someone, telling them they mean the world to you, that you'd do anything for them, that you can't live without them. Sounds romantic, right? Wrong. It's pressure. It's desperation. It's weakness disguised as love. Nobody wants to carry the weight of being your entire reason for living. Nobody feels desire for someone who cannot stand strong on their own 2 feet. Attraction is not built on need. It's built on strength, mystery, and independence. Here's a shocking truth. The people you desperately want are often most attracted to the ones who don't need them at all. The more you cling, the more they pull away. The more you chase, the faster they run. The more you prove, the less they value you. That's human psychology. We are drawn to those who have options, to those who exude security and self-belief. Neediness repels, confidence attracts. So what exactly is this mistake? It's living your life for someone else instead of living your life for yourself. It's putting their happiness above your purpose. It's saying yes when you should say no. It's canceling your goals, abandoning your standards, and giving up your boundaries just to keep someone around. Every time you do that, you chip away at the foundation of attraction. And here's the cruel reality. Once it's gone, it almost never comes back. But here's where it gets empowering. You can fix this. You can rebuild yourself into the kind of man who never makes this mistake again. You don't have to be rich, famous, or perfect. You just have to become centered, a man on a mission, a man who respects himself so deeply that others can't help but respect him too. When you walk into a room, when you talk, when you hold yourself with unshakable presence, people feel it. They sense the strength, the calm, the certainty. That's what attracts. Not words, not gifts, not constant attention, but presence, confidence, and purpose. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how the same person who once ignored you suddenly finds you attractive the moment you start focusing on yourself? It's not magic, it's psychology. When you withdraw your neediness and replace it with focus, discipline, and growth, you instantly become more magnetic. You stop radiating desperation and start radiating value. People don't want to be your oxygen, they want to share in your fire. And you can't build fire if you're spending all your energy chasing. Pause for a second and let this hit you. You don't lose attraction because you're not enough. You lose attraction when you forget you already are enough. The one mistake that kills attraction is abandoning yourself to gain someone else. Now I want you to picture the man you know you can be. Not the man who's constantly checking his phone, waiting for a reply. Not the man who says yes to every demand out of fear of losing someone. Not the man who hides his dreams just to fit into someone else's comfort zone. I'm talking about the man who knows his worth, who has a vision, who is disciplined, who commands respect, not by force but by presence. That's the man who never has to chase, because he attracts naturally. That's the man whose value speaks before he even opens his mouth. And let me tell you something powerful. Women don't fall in love with men who worship them. They fall in love with men they respect. Respect comes from boundaries, from purpose, from leadership. Respect comes from a man who can give love without losing himself in the process. Respect comes from a man who can walk away if his values are compromised. That is strength. That is attraction. That is the foundation of every lasting connection. But here's the catch. This isn't just about dating. This is about life. The same mistake that kills attraction is the same mistake that kills dreams. When you give away your power, when you seek approval instead of living in truth, when you depend on others to validate you, you lose everything. Relationships collapse, careers stall, confidence disappears, and you're left wondering why nothing is working. It all comes back to this principle: never abandon yourself. Let me break the pattern here with a bold reminder. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. If you've been losing attraction, if you've been stuck in cycles of rejection, it's not because you're unworthy, it's because you've been making the same mistake over and over again. Today is the day you stop. From this moment forward, promise yourself this: you will never again beg for love, you will never again give up your standards, and you will never again let desperation control your actions. You are not here to chase, you are here to attract. You are not here to please, you are here to lead. You are not here to be chosen, you are here to choose. And the moment you step into that truth, everything changes. I know what some of you are thinking right now, but if I don't chase, if I don't prove myself, won't I lose them? Here's the irony: you lose them precisely because you chase. The moment you stop, the moment you stand tall in who you are, that's when you actually give attraction a chance to grow. Nobody is inspired by a man who sacrifices his soul just to be liked, but everyone is drawn to a man who lives boldly, unapologetically, and authentically. You want to know the secret? Attraction is not about trying harder, it's about being more focused, more disciplined, more self-respecting. It's about being the kind of man who has a life so full, so purposeful, that others feel privileged just to be a part of. That's when people chase you. That's when respect flows naturally. That's when attraction never dies. So I challenge you, look at your life right now. Where are you giving away your power? Who are you chasing that doesn't value you? What boundaries are you breaking just to keep someone close? Write it down, face it, and then decide that today is the last day you ever live like that. Decide that from now on, you will build yourself first. Your health, your goals, your mission, your mindset, that comes first. Because when you are full, when you are strong, when you are grounded, you don't need to beg for attraction, you embody it. Final truth you need to hear: you don't lose people because you're not enough. You lose people because you made them too much. Stop elevating others above yourself. Stop treating someone else's presence as the source of your worth. Stand tall, live bold, respect yourself so deeply that nobody dares disrespect you. The one mistake that kills attraction instantly is giving away your power. Don't ever do it again. Instead, walk in strength, live your mission, and let people be drawn to the fire inside you. Because when you become that man, you don't just attract relationships, you attract respect, success, and a life you're proud of. And that's the life you were born to live.